Yeah. Papa's making our traditional deep fried apples for New Year's. I'm blinding you with the flash. Whoa, look at the kitty's eyes. Wow, they're so green. Oh, crazy.
And the kitty is watching me.
Your kitty's watching you?
Yeah.
She's watching your tablet? That is the most patient cat around. Oh, she meowed. Better let her go.
I'm trying to get her in my hand.
You're trying to pick her up? I don't know. If she's saying meow, we better let her go. Or she scratches. Don't want her to scratch you. Her tail's switching. She's not happy.
If you guys enjoyed this video and are cute little Paw Patrol babies, please remember to give us a like. Subscribe to the Disney Cartoons channel. And let us know something like what babies die or babies chase. I think I like
Does the kitty look impressed? Help! Let me out.
Oh, poor kitty. Poor kitty. Oh.
Save me.
Oh, poor kitty.
Oh, tail. Tail switching. Not happy.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is our ceiling in our kitchen. Which, you know, they look great to most. But, however, the gaps between the boards, not so great when, you know, you might have a few mice living up there, and then stuff falls between them. I don't know if you could see, but something was having a scuffle in the ceiling at one time, and there's like cobwebs and stuff hanging out of the crack. Plus, this is where the bathroom is, and there has been water damage at different times where water's, you know, no way shut the shower curtain properly, and the water dripped down the side and right through the ceiling. And there's actually been water damage here. I'm not sure what that one was for specifically, but that's really close to a light. So kind of dangerous, and we are redoing the kitchen, so the ceiling is coming down. And as these boards come down, we have a look at what's on top of them. Yuck. Ew, ew, ew. So yeah, probably nobody ever takes the drywall off their kitchen ceiling to give it a spring cleaning. So you probably would never see this kind of stuff. But you know, if you hear rodents at any given time, you know there's probably way more than you can imagine. We have cats here who work diligently. Sometimes anyway, they're lazy sometimes. We've had several dead mice left out for us, which was nice. I wish there was some every day, that way we know the problem is really under control. But at the moment, as we renovate, we're cleaning up and hopefully closing off all their accesses. So this part of the house is from 1940, and you can see the hardwood floor above. Yeah, that looks exactly like the floor in the hallway upstairs.
Yep.
That is the floor. There is no subfloor.
No
That is
subfloor.
the floor. That's the floor that's upstairs. So there we go. Right from the floor, right to the ceiling. There was nothing in between. So anything up there, and we've had an opening in the wall where the cat has actually got up in here several times before we closed it off. And yeah, anything can get up there. It's quite a big space. So my job here is to vacuum. We're vacuuming off all the boards. GJ's taking all the nails out. We're going to probably run these through the planer one time and see where we can reuse them. And yeah, see if we can reclaim some of this old wood for something special. And this should be no surprise to you viewers as we renovate this house. One hidden junction box up there. And another one right there. Two hidden junction boxes. This one will probably feed all the pot lights. And that one's feeding the light in the pantry. So, yep, there we go again. The famous electrician strikes again.
60 inches, yeah.
160 inches, so there to here. So we're just getting them cleaned up to put outside until we're ready to reuse them for some other project. There's the Aga in all its splendor. And we'll continue this renovation. So here we are after the day of reckoning. Although it was more like, not reckoning, more like the day of wrecking. The ceiling, that is. So we found a total of 4 hidden junction boxes here. There is one there. And if you follow down, that was to set up the pot lights. This one here was for the pantry light. Maybe if I open the pantry door, I'll get better light here, because now with all the lights down, it's actually, of course I'm wrecking everything again. But, yeah, there's the pantry. That box was to tie off from somewhere to get the white cord in there to provide a light. Actually, my husband set this one up now, so it's on the button. So when you close the door, it closes. It turns off, I mean. Because the kids would never remember to shut it off. Although now we've been leaving it open a lot to make sure the cat patrols the pantry, because, we're in the country, you get mice. So that actually is the switch that used to be in the wall that used to be there, that went to the light for here. So we had 2 hidden junction boxes, and then we have a third one right there for also the pot lights. And a fourth one. 4 hidden junction boxes in our kitchen ceiling. Well, here's the whole ceiling. I gotta say, the kitchen seems so much bigger with no ceiling. It was beyond disgusting up there. You have no idea. Just gross, gross, gross. So one thing we have in our ceiling is an old cast iron pipe, because the bathroom used to be, the tub I think was here, the toilet, something was here. This is now the hallway upstairs. And then they moved the bathroom to start around here. This is sort of like the exterior wall of the bathroom now. And they left the old cast iron pipe there, so it starts here. You see the white on the edge of the pipe. And it goes all the way to underneath that. And this is, of course, the old stack. It used to be cast iron. They've made it PVC or ABS. I never get those two straight. But it's so dark here. Here, let me focus this. There we get extra lighting. See how they put the shut-off valves for the water in the bathroom under the floor? When we redid the floor, they were like, yeah, it's kind of useless. They had cushion floor there. What were they going to do? Peel back the corner to shut off the water? But as you can see, we have all these gouged out joists, like that one. And so this is the toilet upstairs in our family bathroom. And so I guess the toilet is sort of right there where that black pipe is. And then this one will go to the sink, which we haven't never installed back up again. We have mucho stuff to do in this bathroom upstairs. But if you notice, my husband stuck a jack post there. And it's hard to see, but when we first bought this place, if I can move that light now, I was in the bathroom cleaning up, and then I came down here to the kitchen, and there was a humongous puddle of water. I thought, oh, I have a shower in the bathroom and a separate one in the kitchen now. So first thing we had to do was remove, well, we had a 1-year-old and 2-year-old. So our plan was actually to put a tub in, and this was actually a double shower. So our plan was to remove that shower. Just wasn't like the first week we bought the place. However, that became a necessity. Luckily, our old house and our new house, we were in both of them. It overlapped 1 week, so we could still go back to our old house and have showers and stuff. When of course we had a kitchen sink that used to be there. I have a 1-year-old and 2-year-old. I bathroom in the kitchen sink. Well, it's more natural than that. And then the first thing we had was a plumber come in. Now, GJ was still moving our stuff when the plumber arrived. He took out the old shower, and I'm not sure if you can tell, but some of it is the hardwood floor upstairs, and some of it's plywood, because they had a big hole here. And not just that. The joist that they had underneath the tub is that darker one in the middle. And it was so gouged out from when they moved it from a right-hand drain tub to a center drain shower. Instead of putting a hole through it, they just put a big U-shaped hole in it, which you can't see so much now, because then my husband, which was funny because it's getting blurry here, the plumber who did the tub, he just took the shower out and then he put the tub in. And I took pictures. So I'll try to insert them here. As you can see, there's black there because every time somebody would not close a shower curtain properly, the water would just drain right through, and of course really close to that light, drain right through, and it would leak on the kitchen floor. And this happened all the time. The kids weren't careful, too much splashing. Yeah, so that it was such a pain. And originally I thought, well, when we bought the tub, I also bought a vanity, we bought a toilet, we'll just rip the whole bathroom, we'll start with that project. But when we saw how bad the floor was under the tub, we didn't want to go further with that project until we thought a little bit more about that. And one of the big things was the floor up there is very unlevel, like seriously unlevel. I don't even know if you can see how, it's actually better now because GJ put the jack post in last night, and he actually tightened it, I guess you could say, and pushed the floor up maybe half an inch. But it is down about 2 inches there, right here. From this was the old exterior wall of the house. So from the old exterior wall of the house, and then to the middle of the house, it's down like 2 inches from like either extreme of those. So the weight of the tub with water, like that was really concerning to us. So at the time, all we could access was just under the tub. So GJ sistered up that joist on both sides with just this 2x8. So now that we have fuller access to it, of course we're doing a kitchen renovation, right? Actually, I think it started with the laundry room. This is so funny. Yeah, I said scope creep before, because we start with the laundry room, we end up like destroying the kitchen, like taking out the wall, moving the wall, taking out the ceiling, putting in this header because the wall was low bearing. This wall too is low bearing, by the way, and I would like to have this opening extended a little further, because the new fridge is countertop depth, so it's going to come back this way. But so I think it's maybe 8 inches this span. I you know how the door, like this fridge is actually pulled out, but if you have the door here opening and you have a wall right there, and I moved the fridge, of course it's away from the wall and it's pulled forward. But when I want to get that lower, crisper drawer out, I don't, my fridge is so filthy right now. I can't wait to throw it away. I'm trying to get the new one, right? That lower drawer, you have to like have the door almost bent all the way open to pull that out. And you can't really do that if there's a wall there. And with the new fridge freezer setup that's going to be here, it's going to be like an all freezer and an all fridge. Actually, I always see it freezer and the fridge on the right. And I'm really hoping to flip those around because the fridge is open more than the freezer. And once the door is opened, it's going to block access to this room. So I'm hoping the doors switch, but I'm not actually positive of that. So I'll see freezer, fridge, or fridge, freezer. It's all, and they're tall, so it's going to be a little taller than that. And because I hate this fridge so much. It's unbelievable. And then, so fridge, freezer, and then there's going to be on this end, there's going to be something that looks like a bookshelf that you'll access from this side. And it will be my whole coffee bar. And it's going to have water as well. There's going to be a water spigot there. And our pantry, again, hard to see, that's actually into our bathroom. That's adjacent to our bedroom. That's the next project of the list, because that's going to be our ensuite. And so that door won't exist anymore. And the door there where the bags are hanging off that hook, that's the basement door. So that door's going to be removed as well. So this pantry is going to go back into that bathroom another foot. And it's going to go from the corner on the other side of the door all the way across to wherever my coffee bar is. But the opening is going to be in the middle, and I'm going to have sliding barn doors either side, like to pull open. And you will just go in and then turn and go down the basement. The basement's really an extension of our pantry. It's our deep freezers and extra food storage, although we have been using our motel office for a lot of food storage. So people come in, they see all this food, and they think they can buy it all. But a lot of it's just ours. I do some pop and stuff like that there for the motel guests, but you know, flats of soup that really are soup for us. I love using tomato soup in lots of recipes, or cream mushroom soup. So we buy up with a flat when it goes on sale. So yeah, what I was saying is I want to extend this opening so that the wall won't impede the door, the fridge or freezer, whatever's going to be there. And so in order to do that, of course, this, I'm pretty sure the little trim piece that goes along the edges on the outside of that, I'm pretty sure that's a 2x8, although it looks like a 2x6. I'm hoping really it is a 2x8 because I'm concerned. You can see that this floor joist comes here, and you can see the other floor joist for the parlor is cantilevered over this beam. So you know this beam is load bearing. It's just like the other one we took out. So again, we have to do the same thing, put a temporary wall up on the parlor side to hold it up, like with the jack post, and a temporary one on this side to hold up the jack post, and then do another beefy beam similar to this one. Now, of course, this one is being held up by the extra jack post we had. So we have a jack post in the corner there, and behind the pantry door, behind our ruler, which ended up over here again. This is another jack post there. So we had 6. So we have 2 in use here, and 1 in use right there. So we only got 3 left. So that we need to either move this one or buy another one to do these temporary walls.
There's another feather.
Another feather. Yeah, Mommy has a bag of feathers, and I accidentally spilled a few of them this morning. So as you can see, our dishwasher's not exactly usable at the moment. And we have no kitchen sink. And we have 5 kids. We're 3 kids and our 2 students.
We need a laundry room sink.
That's what we've been using as a laundry room sink. And I moved the island out last night. We took the ceiling down. And the island is just pushed against the wall over there with my mixer and other kitchen bowls. And I can't even see it. So back. Oh, there we go. The island's just pushed over there right now out of the way because of this jack post now is kind of in the way of where the island would have been. And I put the garbage can there so nobody trips on that board. But this board, he wanted it to span over 3 floor joists just to give it the strength it would need to hold up a ceiling.
We can walk this way, but Mommy, you have to move this out of the way.
Yeah, I dropped the dustpan when I opened the pantry door. We swept up. We actually had covered the counter, which was a big saving grace there with some old sheets. And then we just swept up all the debris. And then I vacuumed again with a new bag, new filters. I actually changed both filters in it. And then I had bleachy water we were using for something else. I just poured it on the floor, took the mop to it. As you can see, the floor won't even shine because it's just so old. I guess this is the best lit my stove has been so far because that pot light's hanging down and it's sort of aimed at the stove. Oh my gosh, I just love my stove. So I was getting ready to make some lunch for, I guess, myself and Annika because nobody else is awake. We were up last night. I went to bed at 5 o'clock in the morning after we got the ceiling down and the floor cleaned and wiped down the counter and everything. And as you can see, GJ's removed the stove here. So he just put this piece of, like, I don't know, paper, basically. It's compressed paper. I don't know, is this called Luan? I'm not sure. If anyone knows what that's called, let me know. It's like the backing you get from IKEA furniture. That's the stuff they put on the back of bookshelves and stuff. So, there's a great big hole there. Plus, there was a little hole on the side here where they used to have a mixer at one time that somehow came up through the cupboard. I don't even know. We never knew what that was for. We always had that covered over with a cutting board, and now this is just there. It just gives us more counter space. And that was the ceiling fan we took down, and then those are for the pot lights. So I don't think we're going to bother putting that light back up. I mean, we need to do some serious structural repairs to the floor here, or ceiling, I guess, depending on your viewpoint. And then we're going to do, my plan anyway, is to do a simple coffered ceiling, not very deep, because I actually like how this room seems so much bigger without that ceiling there. So a simple coffered ceiling with, we're going to get tin ceiling tiles from the States, and 2x2 squares we're going to put in between. I think that's how we're going to do it. I haven't designed the grid pattern, but something along the lines of like a 3x4 of these 2-foot grid patterns, like a 3 feet wide or 4 feet long or something like that. We'll see how it divides up properly, because I'm not having upper cabinets here, just one upper cabinet here which is going to touch the countertop, and one upper cabinet here just going to touch the countertop whenever we can figure out how that. See, the stack is in the corner, and where the wall was white and then turned, they had an angled wall, and I know we can do a bit better than this humongous angle. So somewhere after that stack is going to be another cupboard. I think they're 24-inch wide, those cupboards, and they touch the countertop. And then all the rest is just open, and I'm going to have 3 open shelves here, or maybe 4, and then 3 or 4 on this side, and then the sink is going to be in the middle. So that's how it's going to look in the future. So there won't be cupboards to the ceiling or anything like that here. So the pattern may go all the way to the edge, or it may start in a bit, because on the other side, of course, the fridges have cupboards above it, and they do go to the ceiling. So it just depends how it's going to look, even or balanced, I guess. So anyway, that's the plan for the ceiling. Right now, he wants to put a new joist starting at the edge where the cantilever is, and then have it come as far as possible this way. But I don't know if you can see, if I move my pot light again, the sink also comes through that joist. The copper pipes and the PVC or ABS, whatever it is. Anyway, those also go through this joist. So we're going to try to redirect some of this plumbing maybe. Well, we'll see what we can do. to try not to gouge that joist and just have it sit up there where they're supposed to be. So the floor joist goes into, it sort of looks like it's butted up against this, I guess it's, I don't even know how they've done this. It's almost like they built the box with the floor and then they set it up there, because you see the 2x4, those are the two 2x4s there where I had the light. Those 2x4s were the ones that used to come, you know, they were the wall that came down. And that set of 2x4s, or all the 2x4s in this wall, are 12 feet long or high, and they continue straight up. So they're resting on the new beam GJ put up there. But if you see where the 2x4 is and where this 2x8 ends, they're not actually over top of each other. This 2x8 is ending with this header piece, which is looks like just screwed into the 2x4s on the side. So the whole second floor of the house is not resting on top of something, it's screwed into the side of something. And the structural support isn't as good that way. So GJ wanted to try to make it so that somehow these floor joists, or ceiling joists, however you look at it, are somehow resting on his beam. And as you can see right now, it's not the case. It's not how it works. So I don't know. There's so many things going on in this house, you know, like from hidden junction boxes like that one and the other 3 in this room, to gouged out joists that cause some serious structural integrity issues in the house, and then the repairs, and of course there's a lot of water damage and all the plumbing, like there's the humongous cast iron pipe that's still there we want to remove, which is just being held up by the strapping that's there, and then there's this other 2x8 just lying horizontal for whatever reason. That's holding up, hopefully, I guess, the end of that. But that's going to come crashing down once we start removing these straps, which, of course, these straps are there to hold the ceiling. And, like, that's black, like black mold, I guess. It actually almost, from the ceiling tile or the ceiling board side, it looked like it was cracked, like it had been burned. But, you know, it's from water damage. So, yeah, there's just so much going on here. And this floor joist, when we did the tub, you can kind of see, put the beam a little sideways. You see the shims there between the, right there, those shims? That was to try to make it level to put the tub back down. Oh my gosh. So some of this wood, we added this wood here, and I think the tub has a wooden bottom sitting on top of that wood, if I remember correctly. I'll have to go back through the old pictures, but yeah, it's always an adventure here. Just always an adventure. So before we can continue on with the kitchen, we need to, we definitely can't close up the ceiling until we do more with that floor upstairs. So I'll just enjoy my stove for now, because that part got done.